3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the GMan 5H and 3B Precap. And I turned the sound up before I said 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, so everyone heard that. Is my, levels of what's the word? Professionalism. And with me,
hi folks.
Yes, is Spartakus. Say hello, Spartakus.
Hi folks, it's Spartakus.
Yeah. Cool.
It's a pleasure to be here.
It's like, looking forward to the season?
Yeah, of course. Of course we are. This is the first time recapping for me, so be gentle with me, guys. And as you will see, I'm French and my English isn't that good, so be gentle.
Yeah. And Chin Chinnery boys here as well. Thank you for the no doubt sarcastic comment of great intro. And also, Baronate, I kind of guessed from the ping and the follow. Thanks for the follow, by the way, before we started. That you were here as well. I think we've got a few people actually watching now. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this. And we'll iron out any minor wrinkles, like the fact I haven't got the Rebel logo spinning. Aha!
Boo.
No, I clicked on it and nothing's happened. All right, fine. I will sort that out at some point in the future. So we're going to go through the teams in 5H first, looking at the matchups, and then maybe predict what we think, how we think we will end the season. And these games, yeah. Oh, there is actually a 3B Discord. I don't think there's. I'm unaware of a 5H Discord. If anyone wants to,
I don't think there is.
Yeah, if anyone wants to invite us to one or make one, go ahead. In the meantime, I will try and record things in. I should probably advertise. We should actually post in the recapping channel saying we are live, shouldn't we? Anyway, I can do that while we're starting. So shall we look at the first? So the first matchup for 5H is actually Baronate against. Is it Baronate?
It's Chorf versus Norse, and the game already. It's played already.
The game's already been played. Is this entirely fresh teams in this division?
Yeah, they are.
So the Chorfs have increased their TV by buying an Apo, I assume, as their first purchase.
Yeah, it seems.
They have an interesting build.
Yeah, this is quite unusual. He started without 2 goals and took a 4th reroll instead.
Yeah, four rerolls is unusual. As well as not having 2 balls. Balls are like the strongest thing in the team, right?
Yeah.
Not literally. They're the most important players in the team.
Yeah, they are. It's quite unusual. I don't know if this player has any experience with Chorf or not, but I guess we'll see how he plays them.
Yeah, and I assume he started without the Apo and then bought the Apo straight away.
Yeah.
With the extra money. Oh, yeah. And gained a fan factor as well, yeah.
Yeah.
But he must have got quite a lot of winnings if he's still also got 50k. I assume his first purchase will be to buy the other bull.
Yeah, it seems logical.
And they play Norse, you said.
Norse, yeah, this afternoon, I think.
Lava Jackal, yeah. Frost Emblem 3 Longships. It's quite a name. I guess from the fact that the Norse have a lot less SPP, only 1 MVP and 1 Kaz,
but
that they didn't win.
Yeah, Cass is on the wolf, so that's nice. That's a nice thing to get.
Yeah, you know, ideally you want to. They're the players I try and put SPP on first, and then
Yeah.
the berserkers.
I think when I start north, I tend to take a runner, and he didn't choose to. So
Yeah, he's gone for 2 berserkers instead, and
I think you can take both plus a runner and still be lower than.
do you have to? Yeah, if you, I
Yeah,
think if you don't have an
sorry.
Apo for your first game,
Yeah,
yeah, where
yeah,
maybe he wanted the Apo. I also I like having a runner, and I kind
yeah,
of I feel like I think I start usually with 2 berserkers, but one of them usually dies really early on, so I end up kind of effectively playing with just one.
yeah. I like to start with a runner to throw punch to high strength player
Because
without frenzy trap you into oblivion.
yeah, I,
And
for, for me it's the
LB,
movement.
yeah,
I need a movement 7 player. Otherwise the team feels too slow. I'm a person who likes
yeah, fair point.
a bit
Yeah.
of movement. Yeah. But yeah, I like Dauntless. I actually don't really like Dauntless that much. I don't really use it that much. It feels like an extra dice roll to fail.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's but so odd Chaos Dwarf build, but they did win. They won 1-0,
Yeah, they
and
did.
they scored on the bull.
Yeah, so nice start, I guess, for the trophy.
And it looks like they cased a couple of Norsemen in the process, because there's a couple of chorfs
Indeed.
with
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, Frenzy, giving the Norse a lot more blocks.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
And
yeah.
four surfs too. Four surf. That's quite massive. I looked in
RebelNet.
Rebel. Yeah.
Cool. That's a good idea. I should have that ready. Oh, we have some chat that I've been missing out on because I've been doing other things.
Boronate is the Nurgle player, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the teams in Division 5 will have played in Greenhorn, but I think none of these teams do. Just looking at the fact that everyone is below 1,000 TV,
Yes,
and
this is only fresh teams.
yeah, it's only fresh teams, so you don't need to worry about people having got SPP from Greenhorn in
Yeah.
your division. Yeah. Are you a rookie league? Yeah.
Oh,
Coach Baronate. Is this your first season in the big league?
welcome then.
Welcome. Yeah. Welcome to possibly the biggest English speaking league in Blood Bowl. How about that?
Wow.
I'm not sure if there are other language leagues that are bigger, but yeah.
I don't know.
He says he's played in many other leagues,
Okay, nice.
but yeah. Like it's kind of I've I played in a few, I'm in a few leagues myself.
Yeah.
12 to be exact.
A few.
um, and uh, and yeah, so they're like Rebel is the biggest league, but there are leagues. So like OCC is as big as GMan and is the same time zone area. So like it's kind of slightly unfair comparing the two. And then there are American leagues that are as big as Rel, and there is I think there's an Australasian league that I think is as big as Big O as well. So but
Yeah.
Rebel's the
Yeah.
only one doing all three at once. Anyway,
So
yeah, should we move on to the next pair?
game 2, yeah.
Which is in fact is that Reburgle is Baronate, and Wicked Antlers is Bobby Bingtang, who was in Division 2 with me before.
Yeah, he played some Dark Elves, I think.
Yeah, some very dirty
For
stat up Dark Elves with
yeah,
a
he was around high div for quite a while.
yeah.
Uh,
He had a strength 4 agi 5 leap wrestle tackle strip witch or something like that.
wow.
And basically said he couldn't give up the team until she died. And like while not giving up the team, he also rolled an agi 6 blitzer or something else to support her. So yeah. But yeah, eventually she got like armor bust twice and then niggled and then eventually actually died. So
So
he's
they
had
are
to
the
re-roll.
reroll.
And he's
Yeah,
re-rolled into the team that is even more dirty when it gets stat ups, Wood Elves.
indeed, Wood Elves.
But first of all, we'll have a look at Baronate's Nurgle.
Noggle.
And I mean, this is definitely this is the most common Nurgle build, isn't it?
Yeah, this is classic. Very
Yeah.
classic.
You can start with 3 rerolls if you drop some other stuff. You can start with more Pestigores, but
Yeah, you have to drop a warrior or the beast to have a 3 reroll roster, I think.
I think yeah. You can replace a rotter, a warrior with a rotter and get a reroll.
Yeah,
I quite like having more Pestigores. Again, that whole I don't like slowness, and having only one movement 6 player is difficult for me. I'm not good enough at positioning to run a team which the average speed is 4.
yeah.
Um,
I
yeah,
like having 4 warriors because the strength makes your opponent plays and offense quite tougher.
yeah. I mean that is that's why you're playing Nurgle as well to a certain degree, isn't it? It's to have the strength. So I guess most Nurgle
Yeah,
coaches want to start with the strength and worry less about the safety of more rerolls or the speed of Pestigores.
yeah.
And yeah, as Baronate says in the chat, first matchup with Wood Elves, could have used more speed. I mean, like, do you if you get into playoffs with a rookie Nurgle team, that would be amazing. Um,
Yeah, Noggle only go to playoff when they hit 2000 TV or some kind of bullshit.
yeah, or there are some good enough players who can do really well with a Nurgle team that are only 1,500, for example. But when at the very beginning against Woodies, it's going to be very tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game for sure.
Yeah. And as Baronate says in the chat, it's a long-term investment. So getting beaten by some dirty Wood Elves is kind of a normal beginning, right?
Yep.
We should mention that one of the reasons we chose this division was because we liked the mixture of teams. It's got quite a
Yeah, indeed.
variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like having some stunty around here. This should be a quite funny division to watch.
Yeah. And also, there's a few names that I know, as well as having played Bobby. I know Lava Jackal as well, and Okim, I think, is.
Yeah, he played Necro in GMan 1, I think.
Yeah.
H-Clinic played Zones
And
in GMan 1 too.
I mentioned to you in when we were talking before, but Hilnick and his stunty playing, he beat me with halflings 4-0 once. So
Yeah,
he
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't just some random player choosing to play goblins for no reason.
Yep.
And Basman as well. Was I in his division last year or the last season or the season before? I can't remember, but Basman as well. I've played against.
Basman is this is just an admin team.
Oh,
here.
It's an admin team. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he was filling a spot and now he's been kicked out.
Yep.
So it's just the other 8. But yeah, I'm unaware of the other 4 I didn't mention, other than Baron8. Hello in the chat. That's grim. I mean, I was playing vampires is my excuse, and it was one of those games where the vampires removed half the team, and then the flings removed the other half. You know.
That's a good excuse.
Yeah, I'm sticking with it. Anyway.
So
Yep.
Woodies.
Yeah. So Bobby actually mentioned in the chat he's not sure what roster to start with, and I don't think I'm the person to ask about this, because essentially I pretty much only choose to start with 0 reroll woodies when I play Wood Elves.
Well, I have to say I have close to none experience with woodies. I don't like playing elves too much, so but it seems like one of the most used roster issues. So
Yeah, I think this is the most common, and like it's a nice balance of getting a tree and war dancers and 1 reroll.
yeah,
I usually go for tree, 2 dancers, 2 catchers, and a thrower, and 0 rerolls. And like I vanity pass like a madman with the thrower to get leader. And
yeah,
it's maybe it's a bit risky, and maybe in a league like like a league like Rebel, where you have to play 14 games, it's you think 0 rerolls better suited for Greenhorn? That's interesting.
hmm.
Like maybe if I was playing green, no, like you, yeah. So it is a bit scary. If I have played 0 reroll in a league where both war dancers died in the first game, and then I had 8 games of a season left to play with just a thrower, 2 catchers, a tree, and a bunch of linemen, and that was tough. And and then build it, and wanting to buy your players back as well as wanting to get an Apo and rerolls is difficult.
Yeah,
But yeah, and there is also, like, you could not go with the tree. The tree is
yeah.
really just there for attrition.
I think this is the toughest choice when it comes to play woodies in a league like Rebel. I think the best woodies teams in Rebel don't have trees, but it's a tough choice to take one or not,
Yeah, I think
because they are damn bloaty, but they also have some use.
yeah. I mean, they don't. It depends on how. So this is another thing where it's like it depends on how you play them, doesn't it? So the tree almost always gets left behind by the actual elves. But you do, like, that strength and hitting power can gain you a bit of leverage in some games where he
Mm-hmm.
Kaz's something on the LOS, or
Yeah.
or gets someone with low agi stuck on him for a large portion of the game. Yeah, Bobby knows what he's doing, but like
Oh yeah. Yes, he does.
he did actually say in chat he wanted opinions about how to build wood elves, so I'm giving my opinion. But yeah. I don't know. Depends on whether he wants to win this division or win long term. I think long term, having the tree, it's just great not having to put 3 elves on the LOS every time you score,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the only reason I have a tree usually. But yeah, but I like that fact that having him there to keep the rest of the team alive, essentially.
Yeah, and the tree can actually help to one turn too with grab.
Yeah, well, yeah, like usually first skill grab
Yeah,
on a wood elf
that,
tree, I think is the normal choice. Like, some people choose guard, and I don't think guard is that great for wood elves because it's on a movement 2-piece. How
yeah,
often is he in the right place with his guard? Whereas grab, like that grab can win you games with 1 turns.
yeah. True.
And you can get guard next, and he levels up pretty quickly. What with the whole mighty blow and all that stuff. Yeah.
Mm.
Cool. All right.
So, do we make predictions now? Or
Yeah, we can do. Yeah. So, I haven't set up the predictions thing yet. We can do. He says as he goes to the Discord channel that he set up
yeah,
and hasn't put the predictions thingy in yet. Where are we? Rebel.
I've made mine already, I
Oh,
think.
have I done it? Yes, I have done it.
Yeah.
Did I do it before? Yes, I did do it before. Excellent. All right. I guess we could invite other people here as well.
Oh yeah.
I'm putting a poo symbol next to the Lava Jackal game, so I didn't predict that before it played. But you did. You predicted. You predicted
Yeah.
Basman and his admin team to win.
I I predicted Shorf.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Wait a second. This the arming is me getting a. Wait, how do you? There we are. Invite people. Copy. Boom. All right, there you go. There's my Discord. There is a GMan 5H predictions channel in the Rebel section, and we will click on that. So, you have already clicked on Bobby Bingtang for the Woodies to win this
Yeah,
one, and
I'm going. Yeah.
I think I will too, possibly unsurprisingly.
Yeah, indeed.
I should probably show this while we're there, shouldn't I? There we go. And try and remember what button it is. I think that's correct. All right, there we go. Is that on screen now? Yes, it is. Oh, and my face. Damn it, I was trying to hide that. Clearly failed. Oh, I've got two webcams in one place. That's interesting. All right. There you go.
Okay.
Sorted. So now you can see the Discord channel that I'm talking about. And I will flip between Blood Bowl and it. So the next game is Tango in the Flight and Crystal Pallies. So that's High Elves against Orcs.
Yep.
So the High Elves are Ritsugamesh.
Ritsugamesh and is like, I think he's new to Rebel. This is his first team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty standard High Elf build. He's gone for the both. Yeah, all of them I think have both blitzers, and then the question is, do you have a thrower, and how many catchers versus do you start with 3 rerolls? And he's gone for the 2 rerolls, which I think is more popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I never played High Elves. I just can't stand them.
Excellent. I also hate High Elves. They are my second least favorite team after Amazons.
Hi Rob.
Bye Rob. How are you? Rob, the previous recapper. Oh no, the previous recapper of 3B, not 5H.
Yeah, he was my recapper last season.
Ah.
Yeah, very good one.
He's also an admin with me in another league that we both work in together. So
Okay.
Small world. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I have, despite my hatred of them, I have played them, and Chinchinnery Boy here is probably going to be horrified at the idea of starting them without a thrower, but I think there's quite a popular, don't bother with a thrower, just have 3 catchers and carry on a catcher, and you can hand it out with a catcher who's got movement 8, who can get the ball as far as a thrower can get the ball with a 2+ pass, if you see what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So the exchange is you get more movement for less passing skills, and a lot of coaches would choose that. Yes, throwers are slow, and that is why catchers are better. But also, I know people who would choose to have. I think can you start with one catcher and 3 rerolls or something? I think I think one catcher and 3 rerolls is also a kind of more newer player friendly high off build. Also less AV7 to protect and
Yeah, but then your team is so slow for elves. Uh, it's it's even slower than dark elves if you take just one catcher.
yeah, I mean on average it's slower, but you've got a team of heavily armored, relatively heavily armored for elves players, and one player who's fast and can run forward. Uh, you know, but yeah, I wouldn't choose that one anyway. Yeah, two catchers, 2 rerolls at the very least,
Yeah.
thrower or the other catcher.
And Lord Brainlord says it's a Crystal Palace pen team.
Tango in the
I
flight. Oh, I think that was that the other one.
oh
The Shatner's bassoon. His
okay.
team is Crystal
Yeah
Palace.
yeah yeah yeah.
Yeah, which
Indeed.
and yes, his team motto is Eagles, which is the Crystal
Yeah.
Palace football team, and he is wearing blue and red, which is the Crystal Palace colours, I believe. As a Wimbledon fan, they rank up there with High Elves.
Wimbledon.
Yeah, we used to
Yeah.
share grounds with Crystal Palace, so there was a bit of rivalry.
I
Even though
myself, I'm myself a Saint-Etienne fan, if you know.
what?
If you
Sorry.
know it. Saint-Etienne,
Saint-Etienne. Yeah, of course.
Les
I,
Verts.
I I'm I know there's a band called Saint-Etienne, so and also a castle and some other stuff. But yeah, is that because of where you're from, or
Uh,
were they
I
good when you were a child? Because that's
I
often the
lived
reason.
I lived there when I was young, and I started playing football back there. So this is why. And this is one of the most popular team in France.
Yeah. Um. Yes, and yeah, I was going to say, um, I like the music of the band Saint-Etienne as well. But anyway, that's another thing. All right. So anyway, sorry, fiddling around with the thing. So yes, we're gonna
Yeah,
predict who's gonna win. Oh, we
High
haven't looked at
Elf.
Shatner's bassoon yet.
Yeah, the Orcs. So Orcs with a thrower.
I know a lot of people don't like it, but when you're starting out, having a player who can pick up the ball relatively safely is
Yeah,
nice. But I know there's a lot of hate, like really strong dislike for the thrower. I don't really get it. Like he's not that bad.
I think is going to be. It's a nice piece to have when you face woodies. So this is a good choice for this day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was trying to think if anyone else might go for really early strip ball. No, the high elves won't have time to get that many skills probably. And there's more talk in the chat. I mean, Rob Top's comment about high elf throwers being slow could apply to why people don't like orc throwers. The fact that you'd kind of rather carry on a blitzer. But yeah, I don't hate the thrower. And yes, Chinchini Boy has also heard of Saint Etienne, the band. And Borez says Wimbledon is best for tennis. I'm again, tennis is up there with high elves. But anyway, all right, yeah. But basically, this is one of 2 standard orc builds where the other one doesn't have the thrower, right?
yep.
I mean, I guess you could. There's also the troll build, but this is definitely the one of the 2 most popular builds.
Yeah, I like it. The only downside I can see is you have to hand off to blitzers if you do not want your thrower to hold the SPP.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think I would take it too.
Yeah. I mean, see, the thing is, with the thrower, it means that when the ball's not safe, you have a more safe pickup option. But you can have a blitzer back and just pick up with a blitzer in the first place if you feel it's safe. That's the way that I would see it. So like I would have the if you have like kind of an I formation in Blood Bowl where you have one player back and then another player kind of in between the LOS and the back player, I'd have the blitzer at the back, one blitzer at the back who I want to pick up the ball and score with, and the thrower nearer the LOS. And then if it's a really dodgy kick or there's a blitz or something else, the thrower will be the one to recover the ball in a dangerous situation. But I'd try and pick up on the blitzer anyway. But you still got that, the backup of the thrower and or the choice, because you don't really want to hand off to a blitzer. If you want to try and score on a blitzer, you should pick up with him in a safer place rather than handing off to him. I think is in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I think
Underworld for Rebel Champs just followed, which
that's hero, no?
I was a friend of yours.
Yeah.
I thought someone had specifically just changed. Well, I mean, I guess he has specifically changed his name to that just for you. But yes,
My man.
yeah. Kids level Underworld, happy with either.
Indeed.
I mean, Orcs was nice too. Anyway, but he talks as well, and he says, but the blitzer carrier means one less blitzer to work with, which also sucks a bit. But
that's true.
You've got to balance all these things. You've got to make your choices about. And Chinchinry Boy said earlier that he thinks it's people who don't play Orcs who don't like throwers, because almost every player who chooses to play Orcs in Rebel chooses to have a thrower. But
I can't think of a team without it. Yeah.
Because I mean, the AV7 is bad. I mean, the AV8 is the weak point, but it's not that hard to protect one player on your team. But
XS doesn't have one, I think, but he has some other players.
Rob says Shatner's Orc record isn't great. 6-4-40. Obviously that's overall. Because I was just about to. I thought about doing this before, but didn't get around to it. Of like actually looking at people's coaching records on Goblin Spy or Spike. But yeah, I mean, maybe like I think I've played him before, and I don't think he played very seriously against me. Shall we say? His win rate is 15% overall. Oh, actually, he's not played very many games, and he's played 63 games according to like Spike. Spike has seen 63 games, and 50 of them have been Orcs, and that's his record with them, and 10 of them have been Chaos, and then he's had one game with each of a few other races.
Yeah, well. We'll see how he does.
Yeah. Oh, he came from the Eurogamer Open, so.
Okay.
But I won't have played him there. I think I might have bumped into him in Cabal Vision or something, in the Open. Anyway. Yeah, that's almost as bad as Chinchinnery Boy apparently. Yeah, maybe he's learnt them now, but maybe not.
Indeed.
So, having said all that, you've gone. You've.
I chose
the Orcs.
Yeah.
Oh, but was that was without the knowledge of his win rate? Do you want to change your mind?
Nope. No. I will stick with them.
I'm rapidly typing out the other coach to see if maybe. I mean, Wow, look at the so the Spike bot also gives you odds on the which is a combination of the racial matchup overall and the two coaches' records. And it thinks the high elves are going to win this one quite a lot. And Rich
it seems.
Sugamesh is a 56% coach compared to. So I'm going to go for the coach with the higher win percentage.
No balls, absolutely no balls.
I'm going to go back and check on Bobby and Baronate's win. Oh, well, they haven't. He hasn't played very much, and we know what his is. So yeah, and that one's already played. All right, cool. So that just leaves the last game, which is Okim against Hilnick. Now this should be. Oh, this is a bad start for Goblins. So
Yeah, very bad start.
I'll start with Okim's team, the Ratsi Awards. Pretty straightforward. Like, yeah, the best in quote marks, rat starting build in my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
Again, thrower when some people don't like thrower, but
I like having shoe hands and a thrower for rats. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
You can spread the four gutters more. So I think you are way scarier than if you didn't have a thrower.
Yeah, and that same kind of logic that your friend gave with the Orc Blitzers, where it's better to free up your gutters from ball carrying because you want them to be doing other things. So having a thrower there who just basically picks up the ball and then gives it to a gutter runner to score is pretty good as a game plan. And Okim has a overall 69% win rate with 855 games, which is very impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Most games are in La Liga de Noobs. I don't know if Noobs is a entirely French. Was that? Yeah, no, La and de, that is French, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. La Ligue des Noobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, he was in New International League, which was a French league that I played in. Like, it was a French-run league, but everyone spoke English, so I was in it. With a very interesting twist where basically each competition was like a racial competition. So there were competitions where it were just orcs against just orcs, and the competition of just woodies against just woodies, and a lot of interesting side competitions like that. It was fun, and every team had to be every team had to be named after a nation. So, if there was an Africa Cup, everyone had to be African nations, and if there was a European Cup, it had to be all European nations, and so on. It was good. Anyway, yeah. It was nice, and there were lots of really good, interesting coaches there as well. Anyway, so he is playing Hilnick, who is bringing a goblin team. Which of the secret weapons has he chosen? He has chosen probably the best all round two, the ball and chain and the chainsaw.
Yes, and the pogo.
And he's gone for the pogo, yeah, which is a sticking point for a lot of goblin coaches. I don't like spending 70k on a pogo, but in a goblin team where you really want to be low TV. Like, as much as I said, I want the extra movement in a Norse team and having a runner there, I don't feel it works quite as well with goblins. Like, your main movement is being thrown, and he can't be thrown. He's an expensive weak point in my opinion.
I like it, to be honest. When I play gobs, I tend to pick one.
Yeah.
I like the extra movement.
And yeah, some goblin coaches even go for just the chainsaw and not the ball and chain, because the ball and chain, especially like against rats, the rats are going to run past the ball and chain without doing anything at all in this game, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Hilnick is a 58% coach, but it's worth mentioning that a large proportion of his games are stunty. I think he's played. Actually, they're not even in his top 5. So maybe not. But yeah, Skaven, Necro, Amazons, Undead, High Elf. But he's got good records with all of those, except for the High Elves. The High Elves have a poor record.
Yeah, he was indeed a pretty good coach with his zones, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, Goblins is a team that doesn't like Halflings and Underworld and also Kislev. I think they all play very much like a different team. You've got to really know what you're doing with your secret weapons and play to that strength. And basically it's hard as well. You're gonna lose a lot of games.
Yeah, that's true. But this is perhaps not a very good deal for him too, because Chof, Woodies, Skaven, Norse are just ugly matchups for Gobs.
I think. I'd say. Well, I mean, what are good matchups for Goblins? There are like maybe the Nurgle.
Fresh Nurgle, yeah. Fresh Nurgle is can okay.
Yeah, maybe Chaos as well, but generally you just have to be better than your opponent for it to even be even, right?
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for what's his name? Kian Dare. Kian Dare is like yeah, he's an amazing coach.
My clanmate.
Yeah, he's. Are you in?
Yeah, I'm in the joke.
He was in Foul last. Was it Foul last season or the season before? So cool. I think
now we have a clan with Goblin, Ogres, Halflings, Underworld, and Lambs.
Excellent. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I assume you're staying in tier 3 then.
Oh yeah.
Even with I think Kian Dare is the best Goblin coach I've ever played, and I played 13 seasons of Stunty in another league. So he's he truly is a very good Goblin coach, but basically it's terrible.
It is. Yeah. So for this matchup, I went. I went for the rats. Sorry. I went for the rats. Yeah. No ball.
Yeah, I think it's pretty likely to be Okim this one as well. It's a good, they're both good coaches, but rats against goblins, it's one of the hardest matchups for goblins because you can't stop them from scoring if they want to score. He's going to get 2 bribes, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think.
Yeah, I think he's gonna kick some rats' ass, but still lose 3 or 4-1, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Chat is not showing up because I'm in a scene where I'm showing my desktop and I haven't put chat on that. So I've just thank you for pointing that out, and I will fix that at some point. There's been loads of chat that I've totally missed in the meantime. Okim's rat record is 31-5. That's pretty good.
Pretty solid, yeah.
Yeah. I would say if everyone in his division, he can tilt. So annoy him. Is that it? That's 5H done?
Yeah.
We should. Who's going to win the division? Do you think?
Maybe what we can do is make a quick. how can I say that? We can speak about playing's role, playings and playground.
Oh, yeah,
Role.
that's true.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know if all of the coaches are aware that basically the normal Rebel season is 13 games, and Tier 5 to kind of give them a chance at getting into the playoffs or the Champions Cup. There's a one place for each. I think there was last season. Might change. Um, the season is kind of split into two halves for for Tier 5, and the first half is kind of like a more seeding thing. So you play your first 7 games, and then the top 2 coaches from each division.
Top one
Top one.
is in,
Mhm.
and then the 7 best 2 goes to planes.
Okay, and so that is
Yeah.
across all the regions, right? So, or is
Yeah.
that just GMan? That is across all the regions.
No, this is for
Just for
demand
GMan.
only. Yeah.
Okay, so
For demand
it's
only.
the top 1 and the 7 second place out of however many divisions H goes up to. I think is H the last division? No, there is a J. I remember there's a J now. Yeah, it varies, as Chinchinny Boy says, and there's now chat, by the way. It depends a little bit on, visible on the stream. It varies a little bit depending on numbers. But yeah, it's important that is it? Yeah, it's important that you can still get through even if you're second. And then the second half of the season, those top group of teams play off against each other, and the best records out of them get 1 playoff place and 1 challengers place, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like all my tech is done on the fly because I do no prep. You just haven't seen all the other things I've been doing whilst we've been streaming. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, prediction for the.
Yeah. Who do you think will come out on top?
I think I will put money on the rats.
Yeah, that was my first thought from looking at the teams and the records as well of the coaches. I think Okim has the best history, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's the best coach. And like you've got to take into account that there are some, like, getting the Goblins first game, they're probably going to win, but the Goblins probably going to take some rats with them, right? That could be a very costly start for them. And there are other teams that are, could really be a problem for them. I don't know. I think Woody's against rats. The rats have the advantage, right?
Yeah, I thought to contest the first spot.
Yeah. See, so yeah, you think it's going to be Okim and then Bobby, first and second.
I would say that.
Yeah. We've set up a predictions thing in 3, but we haven't set one up for 5. So I'm just going to put it into our notes. What our predictions are. Yeah. So I'm basically, I kind of have to agree with you. Like I think those 2 are the 2 top teams, but I'm going to put it the other way around just so that there's a chance that one of us comes out above the other. And then third, I keep wanting to choose Basman's human team.
He has the best record.
Yeah, yeah. Although no, he'll have a terrible record because he'll have given away lots of admin losses. That's interesting, actually. Yeah. Hadn't thought about that. People who are admins, maybe their records are going to look worse than they really are. Yeah, Lava Jackal says admin surprise win. So yeah, Lava Jackal in third.
Yeah, I think North in a fresh div could be. Yeah, could have some. some nice wins.
Yeah, they're a strong team. They've like the Chorfs are one of the two worst matchups for them. Chorfs and Nurgle, other than the maybe the Orcs as well. Maybe the Chorfs, Nurgle, and the Orcs are not pleasant for them.
Yeah.
But the Norse are generally great at chasing down, rats and elves. So, yeah, I think we're both sticking with Lava for third.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna write that down and pin it. To the thing. So shall we? So that's Division 5H done. Yeah. In a pretty quick 50 minutes or so.
Leiva says he doesn't think Nurgle is as bad as Chorf, and I think I agree with him because no blocks on Nurgle will hurt them for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And they'll get a lot there's this weird thing where you don't really notice how good block is until you're forced not to take both downs against a Norse team, and it feels like you're not doing any damage at all because they're just being pushed all the time.
Yeah.
But it doesn't but at the same time doesn't feel quite as bad as when you're actually getting 1 in 9s. So you're not getting 1 in 9s, you're just getting pushes and both downs, but you don't know, you can't tell why, but you're not getting to hurt them as much as you think. But yeah, that's true. But the Norse are still going to have trouble. I feel like Norse are a bashy team who want to hurt the other team, and Nurgle are not, are not going to leave the pitch.
Yeah, true.
Sorry, I'm a slow typer. He says while he just copies and pastes what I've put for yours. Copy and paste and swap those two around. Okay, so should we move on to Division 3?
Yeah.
Without any ado. You can tell I'm still typing, can't you? Yeah. Boom, done, and pin it. Okay, so I pinned it into our notes channel.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
So 3B.
3B, yes. So we have to go out of GMan 2 and into GMan 1.
Mm-hmm.
Go past our division and 3B. Speaking of fake skills, Thick Skull was relevant in my match against the Chorfs. Like, Thick Skull is a great skill when you get it for free.
Yeah.
I enjoy your NAF match. You in the Water Bowl. Boronate. And that's I think his team was all chemicals, and his username is a chemical. But anyway, thanks, Precap. Yeah, cool. Oh, what, are you two both playing each other in NAF, or is that just thanks for the 5H bit? Wait, you say 3B? Yeah, it is 3B. Okay, cool. I have a soft spot for subpar skills you get for free. It adds flavor. But also the skills you get for free, I mean, they're not free. You are paying for them, but you pay less for skills a player comes with. And Thick Skull saves a lot of dwarfs from leaving the pitch. It's a great skill. There are other better strength skills to take. It's usually not the cost of the skill. It's usually the opportunity cost of choosing it over other things. But when you get it for like 10k or whatever the cost that they worked out for adding skills to players is, Thick Skull's great. Keeps you on the pitch.
Foul appearance is one of those skills.
Yeah, the Nurgle with foul appearance. Yeah, I feel like Dauntless on a runner is the same. Like I don't like it.
Yeah,
I almost never pick Dauntless myself, but there's some very specific cases. But getting it for free is awesome. Diving tackle is a great skill, but usually pretty late on in the choices. But yeah, and Falcon Merc has just said diving tackle on Kislev Blitzers was where I was going. Yep, fend on peasants is actually awesome. You know, there are loads of skills, and it's kind of one of those things where I think I'm going to like the new rules that are coming. So, have you looked at the new 2020 rules?
No. I'm on the team. Not looking till I can play them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, come to get Tabletop Simulator, and you can play them now. But yeah, so I've started. I've played one game of 2020 rules in Tabletop Simulator so far. So what I was going to say is one of the things I like about the new rules is random skills means you might
10K, yeah.
Yeah, they're half the price for a random skill, and when you're paying half the price, a lot more skills become acceptable. Like there are skills that you wouldn't take, but if you roll them for half cost, you'll be happy about it.
Yeah, true.
It's going to be a balancing act of choosing which sets of skills are worth rolling for, and then building up around the skills you get. But I think you might see more variation because of people trying to build cheaper players with random skills. But we will see. Anyway,
we'll see. Yeah.
That's a bit enough of a pause to give the three B's a chance to shuffle in and the 5 H's to shuffle out. Oh, and thank you for the follow, Villy. Hey, Villy.
Hey, Villy.
I assume that means you've just finished your game, which started around the time that we start. Oh, it was a bit before the recap, I think. And we can now go to wait. So I need to do this and then this, and we can go to the disc. It's on Discord. We can go to the 3B Discord for predictions and stuff. Boom.
Yep.
I'm actually going to move 3B closer to the top because the shortcut I use to change scenes happens to change server in Discord. So when I do it, I need to click back. Okay, there we go. Boom. All right, there's 3B.
Okay.
So match predictions. The top one is Falcon Merc.
First game.
HML2, the Resurrection.
Falcon Merc. My team has a history with Falcon Merc.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Actually, there was a previous HML team.
Yeah.
Hollywood martial law. With I think Falcon played his last couple of games with just only one rostered player who was Bruce Lee, I think. And he had 10 members on his team and still managed to win a game.
That's excellent. Playing what? Was that also Kislev or?
Yeah. It was
cool.
Kislev also.
Yeah, I actually, so in one league I started a league.
Oh yeah, Chuck Norris. Yeah.
Chuck Norris, and of course it had to be Chuck Norris.
It was fucking awesome.
But yeah, I started a league with only linemen and then fired them after the first game, so I could play a loner only team for a little while. It's really weird when you're like if you do it for a few games, you get nothing. You don't get any advancement. It feels really strange. Like no one dies. Nothing is important. It makes Blood Bowl feel kind of weirdly empty. So you think all this pain and suffering of players dying is horrible and might turn you off, but actually when there's nothing to die and nothing to advance, you don't care, and it's way less enjoyable. Jimmy Fantastic deleted 8 of your players. Well, that'll do it. But yeah, okay. Well, we're on to a division with actual built teams, and 2 Agi 4 blitzers is pretty sweet.
Yeah, you are like maybe one of the you have maybe one of the best Kislev team in Rebel. So what's your take on this one?
I hate the niggle, but he is already blodge step, so I guess you're going to keep him, and he's Agi 4 and movement up. That's an awesome player. I'd like one of these Agi blitzers to have taken guard by now. Like, I feel like if you want a 2+ guard leaping in and then a 2+ sacking player leaping in ideally, and I feel like this isn't playing to that strength as well. But yeah, I mean those level ups are amazing. The killers started and will progress to, will catch up in the leveling up. Yeah, I think it's a good team. Obviously, like to see more linemen because they really do help absorb some of the pain.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a good team.
I think when it comes to Kislev, there is maybe two school of playing. One who prefer to have more catchers, and the other one who like their blitzers. I think Falcon is more has more love for blitzers than catchers, or maybe all catchers die.
Yeah,
No?
I mean, basically the fact that they're AV7 and strength 2 means that they get murdered. Even with blodge, people are 3-dying them, and then 3-die tackle hitting them with killers whenever they get the opportunity to. They are one of the weaker points, and I'd like to have 3 catchers, but the fact you've got 2 blitzers with Agi 4 kind of means you don't need them. But I'd say the line between I think Kislev, there's no right answer. There's a lot of opinions about the extremes, but there's a lot of middle ground of greyness where I personally run 3 rerolls, but I know a lot of Kislev coaches prefer 4.
Yeah, but you have some ST4 Lino. You had some ST4 AG4 Sacker. So maybe having 3 real is enough.
Yeah, I think the pass skill on Jason Statham is an interesting double to pick.
Yeah,
as well.
I think he didn't want to go guard because of the assurance.
So Rob actually said no guard, and Falcon Merc replied, "I used to have 3 guard linos. All died in their first game after they leveled." And that basically that's what happens with guard players is you put them into dangerous situations because you want them to, and then they die.
Yeah.
So it's
Classic.
It's pretty common, yeah. If you look at my graveyard in RebelNet, the number of guard linemen is pretty big.
I want to ask Falcon, does he already made a 1-tonner with Bruce Lee? Yeah. Because with MV8 and sidestep it's quite doable.
Yeah. I think I assume he has, yeah. I mean, Billy says I've seen some scary Kislev teams, and this isn't it. But you know what? So this is a team of 8 players. So the TV is what's that? 1630. So it's still a very low TV team.
Yeah, 1630. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got a while to grow, and I mean the blitzers. One of the blitzers hasn't even got his first SPP yet. Maybe Division 3, it's a recovery season, and you're trying to not get into too many fights, not worry too much, and buy some more players. That really worked well for me. Essentially, it was a season in Division 3 where I didn't try too hard. That gave me a better team that got me into Division 2 that then made it into playoffs. Funny you should mention, but I was going 2 Garden Blitzers.
Awesome, but the team has some really cool core players, so this is something he can build on.
Yeah. The previous Dwayne Johnson had guard, and probably that's why he died.
Yeah.
And he's getting guard. But yeah. Bears are rubbish. I hate bears. Never take bears. Anyway, that was a long time spent on one team.
Yeah. So he's facing Gruff and Skaven.
Yeah. Who are on the second page. Yeah, there he is. Preemptive Strike. I recapped Gruff either last season or the season before, and also Gruff is a regular on my Discord because we both played in the same division a lot of times. I think there was one season where we were in the same division in 3 different leagues. So I know Gruff well.
This is a very nice looking team.
Yeah. He's got the beginnings of a natural one-turner. Admittedly armor busted, but you don't really care that much. After some discussion with Crystal Hunter, he's gone for the shadowing gutter runner.
Yeah, of course he is.
Which I think I would tend to build a diving tackle gutter runner. And he does have a diving tackle one at the bottom.
Yeah.
But yeah, those kind of blodge step marking players, I think, are really work well for rats.
Yeah, and shadowing is like a skill with some use on an MV9 player, so it's not that weird on a regular.
I mean, I think this is Gruff's first proper foray into rats. So he's talking a lot with me and Crystal and some other people about what his choices should be. So I'm not sure if he's like. I think shadowing is a great skill if you're a coach who uses it well, and I think Crystal Hunter uses it very well. But I'm not certain that Gruff has quite got his head around that kind of play style. But you have to get the toy to play with it, right?
Yeah.
So it's generally a good rat team though. He's got like everything you could possibly want. He's got claw. He's got
kick.
Yeah.
Which is very nice for us.
Mm-hmm. And guard as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, fairly straight. And he's got a 2 heads ball sacking piece, which is nice.
Indeed.
And he's got a sure hands in the thrower, which I think had to be replaced because the last one, I think there was one with a number of SPP who got murdered a few games ago. I can't remember how many. So are we gonna do our predictions for this game?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where are we? It's in 3, isn't it? Oh yeah. Oh, I should show it. That's what I was gonna do. So, boom. Did I miss any of chat while I was fiddling? Yeah, and he's got 180 in the bank. Yeah, what would you buy? I don't think there's anything in that team I would buy. Like, the rats are done, right? They've maybe another player.
He's got 13 already,
and no dirty player.
So I don't know.
He's got. I do not like the Magic Dome as a rat.
So the matchup will be 1690 versus 1630.
Yeah, because I worked that out before, didn't I? 1630. Yep. So the kids level will get not very much. Well, that's at the moment. Assuming like we can assume that Gruff will spend some money. We'll spend that 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, the Kislev will only get 30 TD of inducements.
Yeah. So something like babes.
Yeah.
And
I don't like the so after talk of money, I looked at what Gruff's stadium was, and his stadium is the Weather Dome, and I do not like the Weather Dome for rats. Like,
yeah.
I guess the logic is you don't want snow because you don't want to be GFIing. But like, you know, your opponents being slowed down by snow is usually all equally bad for them.
Yeah, I don't think this is the best choice for rats.
And like rain is you know is much worse for teams with lower agi when you've got agi 4. I guess maybe there's the weather, there's sweltering heat as well, so maybe avoiding that. I don't know. It's a choice. I have a rat team in UK BBL, and I recently for the playoffs I took a Magic Dome. Not Magic Dome. You know, a Wizard. The what's it called? Is it? Anyway, the Wizard Stadium, the one that gives you a free Wizard. Yeah. Magic Shop. That's one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's amazing. I will be like I was against it theoretically before taking it because I feared the attrition that you get from being wizarded every time you play at home, but you win so much more. It's great. I am now at the stage where I'm recommending it to anyone who's playing Pro Elves, Rats, anyone. Yeah. Anyway.
So, what's your take on this one?
I think that the matchup is bad for Falcon Merc. I think much like the Rats against Gobos, Rats coached well, and if Gruff keeps the ball away from the Kislev, it's hard for the Kislev to, like, they're not going to be able to just sack the ball as easily because there shouldn't be a really easy cage to get, and the Rats have Claw, Mighty Blow, and which is essentially equal to the Kislev's Mighty Blow on 87, right?
Yeah. I think I'm going with Kislev. A bit because of all-time sake with Falkenberg, but also because I think for diving tackle can do tricks on those gutters.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. It does make it harder to move, but I'm still going to go for the Rats because I'm I want to win the betting competition and be right, and I think the Rats have a better chance. And I mean, you know, so I would like to vote with my heart, which is Kislev.
So
although Rats are my first team, so Rats would, Rats were the team I played pretty much first on every platform of Blood Bowl I've ever played.
Okay.
So the Rats are in my heart as well.
Fair enough.
That's my excuse. Anyway, enough of that. Hazard and Major Annoyance.
Yeah, Rats again.
Oh, I thought we picked divisions because of interesting makeup, but yeah.
Yeah. We have Kislev, we have Underworlds. This is why.
Sorry, go on. This is why
we took it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah. But this rat team looks maybe older, but at the very definitely more damaged.
Yeah.
One of the slowest rat teams you'll ever see.
Yeah, this is a really slow rat team.
I mean, it's a really, really slow rat team that's still faster than almost every other team in the game. But they're all just movement busts, so it's okay, yeah?
Yeah, I do think this one is a little bit worse than the other. He doesn't have claw. He has got a strip ball leaper, but I think overall two heads is better.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't have. I have the feeling I prefer the other one.
I mean, I prefer the lack of crosses on the other one at the very least. Although at this point, I kind of want everyone to get a movement bust. He's got 5 of them. You know,
Yeah.
it's almost like he's collecting them on purpose. Yep, and another shadowing. Like Crystal Hung, like it. If you look at the BB, I think the BB Tactics page suggests shadowing on gutters as well. Agi 6, is it worth it? Hell yes, I have an Agi 6 gutter.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice to have.
It does something, you know, when you're dodging through tackle zones or picking up the ball, which essentially, Bill Nitch says BB Tactics is why I decided to write my own guides. I mean, basically, every set of guides out there is opinionated, but like they can't all be right. Even like there's the 1,000 Losses playbook or whatever, which runs to 70 pages or something, and you know it's still scraping the surface of the complexity of choices that you know you need to make, I think. But yeah. Anyway, and there's Fumble have some as well, and anyway.
This team has a 3 wrestle gutter. I think the standard development is more like two blocks to wrestle, right?
Well, so like I'm vacillating from one extreme to the other. I originally used to like more wrestlers. They do die more than the blockers. Block keeps you alive. But they're kind of better at sacking the ball.
Yeah, true.
But you know, in a long league like Rebel, you don't want your players getting wrestled to the ground and then getting stamped on. So I'm now thinking that yeah, more block is better. But I don't hate wrestle, and I do think, you know, the idea of having one blodgestep, that is one marker and 3 potential sacking threats, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or maybe maybe they were all going to be sacking threats, but when the guy rolled a second agi up, he decided to get sure hands and stuff.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Rob comes up with an interesting question. Who do you put on the LOS?
Block and the 2 rookie.
Not the dirty player.
Yeah,
dirty player too important. Yeah, but you know it's rats, so eventually everyone. The thrower is often a good candidate for going on the LOS, you know, before the storm vermins and the gutter runners, right?
Yeah. So this team doesn't have a natural one toner, but one of the storm vermin has grab. So
getting pushes.
He definitely have a nice option.
Yeah. It'd be hard to stop that.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it's not a bad team.
No.
The other rats do look better. So anyway, but then the rats aren't playing each other. So Hazard is playing the Lovely Fool, the Patchy Pack, who I think are Necro.
Necro, yeah.
Yep, first team. We ran out of wolves, so we made zombies howl. Is there a thing? Ooh, a Mighty Blow Agi Up Wolf, who's also move bust. I like this team. I like the fact he's not taken Mighty Blow on everything, which is unusual to see with a Necro team in Rebel.
Yeah, he's got 2 nice flashes, which is also not a common thing in Rebel
Yeah,
due to the flash golem tax.
yeah. I mean, it people talk about it, but I think basically what happens is flesh golems are what you put often in dangerous places, and they often have your guard, and like, that's why they get killed so often, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they're a pain in the ass to level, so people remember when they die. But yeah, I mean, the fleshies are fantastic. The whole team's pretty effing good, isn't it? It's solid.
Yeah.
Five guard, kick, missing a dirty player. You're not going to fire him even though he's strength 2.
Yeah, it's always have to. Yeah, it's a nice one to have. The only thing I'm not quite sure of is the MV6 goal. Feels a bit too slow to me.
Yeah, is he going to buy another ghoul to, at some point to replace him? But he's just holding on to the sure hands because I guess they're probably good. There, we've seen 2 strip ball gutters already.
Yeah.
So
Yes, that's a good point.
you'd hope you
Very
could get
good
the
point.
ball into a safe cage, but the ghoul is there to allow the wolves to run around, right? So only one ghoul. I mean, we can't lay judgment on this without looking at the graveyard for the player and for the coach, because I would not be surprised to see, recent dead players, recent dead ghouls. They do tend to die, right?
Yeah, well, he had another Shohan's ghoul who got MV busted and then edgy busted. Yeah, classic.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Quite a lot of people build buy the second ghoul and build it as like a wrestle stripper as well, don't they? But if you're having trouble keeping the ball carrier alive,
Yeah, I really like the AG4 Wolf. It can really save you for frenzy trap sometimes.
yeah, or not just frenzy traps, but doing the perfect wolf, blitz and then run away choice, even when you fail to get them down.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Excuse
yeah,
my
great team.
French.
So against those rats, I think the Hazard's rats will be giving 20 inducements to the werewolves.
Yeah, so
but
basically nothing.
Yeah, basically nothing, and the Necro have 10 bank, so they can't buy anything even if they wanted to. So they're going to be stuck on 11 players. I guess they're lucky they're not facing the rats with claw.
Yeah, true.
So let me see. Who are you going to go for? Did I pick I picked. Well, I don't know actually. So I'm going to pick the rats this time.
I'm gonna go for draw.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bot does puts this as the most close game of any of these games, with the lower the chance, the more they think a team will win.
Yeah.
But this is 0.1 hundredths of a number away from being even across the board, right? So it's closest it can be. So next is Neb's Pro Elves on the Shelf against Engelbert Hex's Mighty Squealers. Now both of these teams I have either recapped or possibly, I don't know. Like the Pro Elf Discord is pretty busy, so it might be just Neb talking about Pro Elves that I remember. But yeah, I think I did recap this team at some point.
This is a really good looking team.
I mean, One of the blitzers doesn't look that well.
Yeah, but you know,
Is he niggled as well? I have a feeling he's niggled too.
it's Nigel.
Oh no, he's not. No, not that. I'm
No.
thinking about another Pro Elf blitzer. Okay, yeah. So just only movement, agility, and armor buffs blitzer, but he does have strength up and mighty blow, and fend step. So he probably doesn't need to dodge very much. Hopefully, this game is happening as we speak. Says Chin
Oh,
Chinry boy.
he's looking a bit like Paul Blitzia of Armlord team in GMan 1.
And Leffy is helping me out by pointing out that yes, I recapped them last season. So, you know, these they all go by in a blur eventually. You know. Okay, it is a good team though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Leap. For me, the leap, wrestle, tackle plus strength catcher.
Yeah, this is an awesome player.
Yeah.
And the other one, the Jug Frenzy, is a bit odd, but you have to remember catchers can catch in traffic, and then he can blitz himself out of some mess.
Yeah.
So even in offense or obviously in defense with Frenzy, this is a very good player.
Yeah. Also, great for one turning if you can generate the hit without if you can generate the pushes without using your blitz, you can frenzy through and it becomes a 2+ instead of some higher number dodges. Yeah, Neb loves this. I'm a big fan of Jugs and Frenzy. The threat alone gives you a lot of space. Like people having to basically either leave the sideline alone for you to run past, or dedicate a lot to make sure nothing's surfable. Is a great thing to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as Billy mentioned, yeah, because you can blitz to use Jugs to turn both downs into pushes. So whereas normally, a 1D block, with is you're not going forward on a both down. You can be going forward.
Maybe he had some advice from Kiself, because I think Kiself has a similar catcher in Steam with Jug.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we were talking on the Pro Elf Discord recently, and T Self said he hates Frenzy unless you've got Jugs. Frenzy is a terrible skill unless you've already got Jugs. He said.
Okay.
Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I I believed it too much, maybe. But yeah, it's a great combination for a lot of different reasons, I think. Anyway, that was a long time on Neb's team, and he's playing on the the Mighty Squealers on Underworld. So you can wax lyrical about these guys.
Yeah, this is my preferred team, obviously.
Yeah.
There is something quite unusual with Engelbert Hex team.
Mm-hmm.
It's that he only has one thrower. This is not the usual build, but he can have another ball play guy with his lino.
Yeah.
So
the fact he's got an agi up and 2 heads blodge lino is a pretty powerful ball piece, and he's rolled dodge on his thrower as well, which is nice. I'm playing Underworld in Clan, so and I've played a bit of Underworld elsewhere as well.
Yeah, I know.
I have not been lucky enough to roll dodge on any of my throwers ever. It's really irritating.
I'm I'm really in the team who could take any dodge I can.
Yeah.
On rats. Yeah.
Dodge
The
works
more
better the more there is, and you've got it on
the
all your
more
goblins.
the
So
better.
yeah, I'm not so sure about. So as Villy has just pointed out, not a fan of the niggled goblin. Like I'd be firing a niggled goblin pretty quick.
Yeah, same here.
And also, I mean, everyone talks about two heads being great, but there's like, do you need four of them? That's a lot of TV in just extra heads. Where especially when you've got a wrestler and a move up player, so that those two are players I'd be trying to get SPP on. I guess he's got enough bank. He could easily fire the niggle and still go up to keep 14 players.
I think having 4 two heads isn't a problem. You just they will die eventually. So the league will trim his TV for him. No biggie.
He shouldn't fire them because as soon as he fires one, the other three will all die.
Yeah.
I love wrestle on the goblin. That's
Yeah. This is also my first take on doubles because basically it's make gobos better fodders. Because some people may just doesn't want to block wrestle with a killer to be laying on the ground
yeah.
after it.
I mean, it keeps them alive, and that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And eventually, he might get horns and two heads, and then he becomes an actual, ball sacking threat a lot of the time.
Yeah, but this is quite debates for underworld players. Do you choose to have a sacking gobo, or do you choose to have some skilled linos? Because with the classic rule of 5, you just can't protect both.
Yeah, you can't protect everything.
Yeah.
So in my clan team, I have a wrestle strip horns goblin, and he gets protection over the line rats.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's and like the threat of him is enough to win games. I don't have to make dodges and sack the ball. The fact that he's there means that people are wary about going to certain parts of the pitch. Whereas my linemen, I haven't rolled anything particularly special on them, so they've just got wrestle and tackle, and that's not as good.
Rob asked in the chat about dirty player.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of dirty player for underworld gobos. The main reason of that is because you don't want to gang up players as underworld. You want to spread them as much as you can. So I don't think underworld has a strong fouling game.
Yeah, I'm also for me, dirty player is too hard to fit in. I always want something else. So I'd rather have a wrestle strip goblin than a dirty player goblin, and I'd rather have a wrestle line rat than a dirty player line rat. It's kind of like you'd also having players sent off, which is what happens when you start the fouling game, is really problematic for a team that is losing players the rest of the time anyway, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I'd theoretically like dirty player, but it would take 3 other double ups on other players, for me to get round to it on a goblin, I think.
Yeah, and the thing is, you have to put you have to expose him on defense because otherwise it's rats or your wrestle gobos
Yeah.
that get to be hit. So there is a good chance he won't even fall once in the
No.
game.
Because he'll get targeted and then he'll leave. And you
Yeah.
know, fouling with a normal goblin is still a foul. You know, you're not quite as likely to remove, but it's often still worth going for a no dirty player foul.
The best option for falling with Underworld is taking the altar and taking Bomber for 10k.
Yeah.
And late in the half, you can fall with him.
Yeah. I agree. Or even, you know, even paying 60k for him, I think as a spare player is worth it. And then if he survives long enough, foul with him before he gets sent off is also worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But who's going to win between Engelbert Hex and Neb's Pro Elves? There's a lot of wasted claw on this Underworld team. We didn't like all that talking. We didn't even mention, you know, no piling on, and block and then claw for the troll, which is definitely a direction, a choice. I think you have do you have an opinion about piling on first of all?
Yeah, I think I prefer Horn first, and maybe even Horn plus Jug before piling on, because Horns is really the skill you want to beat anyone on the pitch, and then Jugs makes your retreat easier in case of boss downs or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think you pile on that much with Underworld, but that's just my playstyle.
I used to always think that every Underworld Blitzer should start with Mighty Blow Claw piling on, and I have come round to agree that that. Okay, so I still think so. I know that Chug Manmilk, who also plays Underworld to quite a high level, has said recently that he doesn't like piling on at all, and he's got it on one of his blitzers and kind of never uses it. I kind of think that threat, again, a lot of things in Blood Bowl are the threat that you bring to the table, the threat that you're going to pile on something makes people play differently. So just being clawed mighty blowed is there's less risk of your player dying than being claw pommed.
Mm-hmm.
So that, like, weighing that up against, I agree, Horns is a great skill. Underworld don't get very much guard. You kind of have to make your own. You know, Horns is like a built-in assist for most blitzes, and you know, and the ability to blitz strength 4 players, and you know, Horns is a great choice. You know, but I still think I'd like piling on in there before that skill, just to scare bash players, just to make people afraid of you know, of getting into a hand to hand combat too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, having said that, I don't think I have piling on either of my blitzers on my clan team. But so also, I quite like tentacles on a troll.
Yeah, but I think claw makes sense because of block. It indicates he likes to block with him, and he's got guard on a blitzer, so it's not. So he doesn't need
guard as much.
Yeah. And something we missed is he's got only 2 rerolls and leader on 1 thrower.
I think that's normal. For me, like paying 70k for a reroll is so much that I find it hard to go up to 3. But you think that's unusual?
No, that's not unusual. That's
worth mentioning.
Yeah. what I doesn't like is the cost opportunity on the thrower who could have 2 heads, for example. But again, this is a totally nice build too.
Yeah, I mean the fact that he's clearly the ball carrier, right? So you're still picking up with him even though you've got the Agi for line rat, maybe.
Yeah.
He's gonna get to 2 heads and possibly extra arms pretty quickly.
Yeah, he should.
He should.
So we
But yeah, I
spoke
mean,
a lot of time.
wait, it's one more thing. It's interesting because that's only really a question because he's got 1 thrower, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a follow-on because he's got 1 thrower that having leader first is interesting. Yes, we have spent a long time on them. Sorry. So yeah, Pro Elves. Oh wow, there's a lot of votes for Pro Elves. Obviously, Neb has voted for himself, and Nibanon and 2 others. 14 players for the Rats, and they're on 1560. I think the Rats are getting inducements. 60, 12, 240, 16, 17, 20 for the Pro Elves. So the Rats are getting 160 inducements. I think I'm... sorry, the Underworld. I think I'm going for the Underworld on this one.
Yeah, I'm going with Underworld too.
Yeah. Chinchimmy Boy says, do you want inducement spoilers? And as we've both chosen Underworld already, you can. Hey, Gruff as well, by the way. Well, you know, anyone who hasn't had a chance to vote should do so now because this game is happening as we speak. And no cheating and going on RebelNet and looking at the current games to see what the current score is to have a better idea of. Anyway, we've both chosen. Maybe what's next? So next is Nibanon's Rylith Dreamers, who were in Division 2 with me last season, I think. Against Golden Gate's Unquiet Vertebra. So let's start with the Rylith Dreamers. A disappointing amount of tentacles for a team named after, Cthulhu.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think you can see the reason why they might have... what's the word? Might have... oh, there we are. Might have gone down. They did get a lot of injuries last season. I'm looking now. Oh, the Okim Hilnick game is happening as well as we speak.
Oh.
They must have just started. This silence is me looking down. Ah, there we go. Ooh. Okay. Carrying swiftly on. There were in the other Div 2. Oh, yeah. Oh, Chinchini Boy. So I played them the season before that then. And got given a YouTube video on how to pronounce Rylith. Yeah, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I don't know. I don't care. You know, if you want to name your... And also, well, did you watch the YouTube video on how to pronounce this as well? The team motto. I think I got sent that video as well,
wow.
but I never actually watched it. I might have watched it. I don't know. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Maybe I recapped them, but I think I played them. Anyway. So, yes. Lots of block, lots of guard, lots of injuries. 1 tentacles, 1 wrestle leap.
Yeah. Actually, there's not that many claw for Chaos Team. Pretty interesting, I would say.
A lot of mighty blow though. I do think, like, Claw does lose its value at a certain point, doesn't it? I don't like it when you see a team with 6 Claw,
Yeah.
because when they're facing Zons, Norse, Rats, Pro Elves, loads of other teams, they're gonna be wasting a lot of TV on a skill that's not getting much benefit from it.
Yeah.
And even against AV8 teams that have a bit of agility, you're never going to be getting 6 blocks a turn against them either, are you? So,
Mm-hmm.
only 2 warriors at the moment, but I think the other 2 I was just checking are both MNG, so
Yeah, just LNG.
they'll be back. They've got some pretty good skills. We are both talking, we're looking at the teams as a, in terms of the beginning of the season as well as this game. Rob asked, is tense on strength 4 worth it? Vilnick says no, but it's not bad. Again, it's like shadowing. You can use it really well.
Yeah, and in this div with at least 2 Skaven teams on the world, this player will have some use.
Yeah. I mean, like my Kislev, I was petrified of Walvis's Tentacles player, which, because obviously you want to, I have one set of agility players who I want to be holding the ball, and they are strength 2, and strength 4 tense is really good against strength 2 players.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally you'd like there to be a strength up, but strength 4 tense against strength 2 players is not bad. And even against strength 3 players, it'll hold them there sometimes. And the fact he's Mighty Blow Claw means the tense gives him extra blocks probably quite often. Like, often enough that it's worth it, I think. Stand Firm would probably give him extra blocks as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Lefty played against King Kill in OCC today, and he basically only picks kill skills, hence his name, King Kill. He had 6 Claw Mighty Blow, and Leffe had 5 players left at the end of the half, which is pretty standard King Kill games. He's actually not a bad player as well. So he basically only plays Kill Team Chaos. Like 20 years of only Kill Team Chaos. Anyway, actually he's in Rebel now. I think I streamed a game of his, or watched a game of his that was being streamed in Rebel recently. I don't know, possibly in the playoffs. Anyway. Maybe.
Good looking team.
Yeah.
He has killer, he has DP and lots of guard. So I expect him to do pretty good in this div.
Yeah.
Not for the first game, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he's quite slow for a Chaos team as well, which is problematic.
Fair point.
And what do you think about Wrestle and Leap as a skill selection? That's a 50% leap at the moment, isn't it?
I don't like it very much.
Is it a project player? Is he going to get very long legs and pray for agility? It's like, even with very long legs, it's still a 3+ dodge. I mean, 3+ leap. I feel like, this team, do they need a leaping threat that much? Or is Niblin just bored and wanted to have a more enjoyable game than your regular bash games?
It definitely seems like a different choice over the try hard choice.
Yeah, of the rest of the team.
Yeah.
I think 1 killer is probably actually enough, and then a smashing of Mighty Blow. It's a good team. All right, anyway.
Yeah.
That was a long time on a Chaos team. So they're playing Golden Gate's Unquiet Vertebra, which I assume is an undead team or something.
Dark Elves.
Dark Elves?
Yeah.
Where are we? Can't see them. There we go. Second page. Going for the full Blodstep Dark Elf experience. Jugs, Witch Elf.
Jugs, Wrestle, yeah.
I like it. No Mighty Blow though, so the other double choice on a witch. It's nice to have nice to have a hitter. But Jugs is good. Interesting they went Jugs and then block.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know this coach either. But it's quite a it's a nice looking team. Dirty player line elf is interesting. Don't hate it.
Yeah, there is something missing too. Yeah, it's no shoe hands. No shoe hands. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, but that's pretty common in elf teams, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But this div have some
A
strip
lot of
ballers.
strip ball. Yeah.
Yeah, so this could be a thing.
Yeah. He does have a few players who are close to leveling. So would you take sure hands on the blodge lineman just to have a safe ball, or I guess the Agi 5 blitzer.
Yeah, I think this is a good candidate for sure hands.
9 SPP away. It's not with Agi 5. Probably not that hard to get 9 SPP. Oh, Saint Sugar says he was top 1 in the previous season of Division. So I assume that was in Division 4, and then he got knocked out
Yeah. No, he was. He ended up second with 9 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses. So yeah, pretty good season.
Cool. Okay. But yeah, nice looking team. Solid.
Team stats are 17-7-7.
Which is a very, very good record overall, isn't it? And in fact, if I've just picked up his Spike coach thing, he's played 157 games that Spike has seen, and he has won 70% of them, which is a very impressive record.
Yeah, that's very solid.
Very few people get to 70%. Yeah. But not that many games played, so I don't know. Maybe he's a table topper or something like that. Oh, Vilnich is saying he thinks there's going to be a draw between these two teams. I don't think the Nibinen has much tackle, right?
2.
Like the
2,
kill,
but 1 on an MV5 piece. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going with the elves on this one.
The Chaos's TV will be 1560. So they'll be getting a wizard though, they'll be getting 310 TV of inducements, enough for Grashnak or Borak.
Borak, yeah.
Nivenen's a good coach as well. No one else is voting for Nivenen, so I'm voting for him.
Okay.
Not a sympathy vote because I think he can win this. It's not hard. You watch Wrestle Leap, Blitz. It's gonna get the ball down. Okay, next is Mr. Civilian, River Ruin Rafters against Lefe's Failed Gimmicks.
It's Matt, not Mister.
Pardon?
It's Matt. DM is for Matt. Sorry, it's I thought it was his Blood Bowl name, but it is his Twitch name. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Gruff has just chimed in that he's just seen all the votes for him to win, and Villy has said, "Don't worry, Gruff. I know how you are with Skaven, so I voted for your opponent." I forget which way I voted. I voted for Graf. Oh, Villy, the lone person who may gain points out of your winning. Anyway, so yeah, should we have a look at Lethay's team first, or let's stick with civilian? There we are. Where
Let's
is
go
he?
with Chor. Yeah.
There we go. Chorfs.
Yeah, Matt. You made you made a 3B recap last season.
I see. Yeah. There we go.
That's how I know it.
Oh, Curvillian then.
Yeah, Curvillian.
Curvillian. Okay. Matt Curvillian. All right, cool. So I can't be rude. But Wrestle Ball Centaur is the first thing I see, and I go, oh.
Yeah, indeed.
That's an interesting choice. I don't hate it, but it's definitely that's some dice to throw at someone, isn't it?
Yeah. Like high house in Audi 5.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Chof, and I don't play a team that I hate, so I never played them. I don't have any experience of them, but yeah, it is not a common choice for sure.
No. And Villy says he dislikes the frenzy on the bull more, which is more of a common choice, I think.
Yeah.
But still quite a strong choice. I think both of the, neither of them are good ball carriers, so this is definitely a team that is carrying on hobgoblins.
Yeah,
I assume
that's nice to see.
Mm-hmm. I'm I don't know, I've tried to carry on hobgoblins before, and I've always ended up scoring on the balls all the time anyway. And you kind of want to score on the balls because you want them to have the SPP. I mean, ideally you want to score on the Chorfs. But anyway, and going on to the Chorfs are very well leveled.
Yeah, 3 claw, 2 stand firm, 1 piling gun. This is some very nice looking Chorfs.
Not quite all together yet. So there's a piling on, and a different one has jump up, which obviously I assume the jump up one will be getting piling on at 76, and he'll be praying for a jump up, another double on his piling on one. And I love the Blodge Firm Chorf as well.
Yeah, me too.
Two stand firm, I like that a lot. Generally, good team, solid. 11 fan factor is a okay record, 50-50.
Yeah, I think he struggled a bit in his first season, but had a pretty good last season with a record of 733.
Nice, that is very good. And Chorfs, they do get a lot. This TV point is when they're at their best, right? Between 1500 and 2000. Lower TV. They're missing a few things, and they're a bit harder to play. So
yeah,
now they're a kill team.
This is a very good looking team.
Yeah. Sorry, I see that Curvillian played in I think, was it the thing or something with Spoon, the Staines Cup that Spoon I talked to about. Anyway, they play on Monday, so we don't need to rush this one. They're not playing now.
Nice.
Villy thinks this is the strongest team in the div. Yeah, Bloodstains. So I assume you're from around this neck of the woods. Anyway. Wait, did we look at... So now we look at
Uh,
Lefe's team, failed gimmicks, which is the human team on page 2, who have been
Human.
around for quite a while, I think. Oh, not that long. They've just been battered.
Not that much.
Not as many seasons as Cavillion, but oh yeah, this is the tree humans trying to turn the ogre into a tree.
This is some kind of a project.
Yeah. Billy says it's a good team for humans. It's true that humans do tend to not cope very well with the claw mighty blow. Yeah, and Lefe does get to play them first. And yeah, all that dodge negated by all that tackle that the Chorfs get for free.
Yeah.
Bit of a one-turning threat, maybe? With Agi 3. Not so much, but still a fast player.
Yeah.
An actual thrower with accurate.
I like very much the 2 blodge sidestepper catchers with Gorm.
Yeah, no, I was just getting... That's exactly where I was. That's 2 very, very useful players.
Yeah. Guard on MV8 is it's really handy to have.
And Blodgestep guard as well. So they're not going to die quite as quickly. And Blodgestep fend even better. Might not have to make a dodge away after he gets punched, hoping not any powers. It's a pretty good team overall, isn't it? I like the Blodge Agi up blitzer as well. So yeah. Who's going to win though? Should we? The bot mass and everyone favors Mr. Cavillion on this one. Chinchini Boy says, "Cool human team. Shame will be murdered by Chorfs." So yeah, do we? I'm going to go with humans.
I'm going with a boring draw.
Yeah. Oh, a draw.
Yeah.
I you know, Cavillion might be hoping that draw is what he ends up with, or maybe he'll win but get his team murdered. Maybe that's the way this will go.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, next is Elzarath's Spaniard rules against Villy's Full Metal Casket. Wait, have they played already? Is that the one that? Yes. So have seen Spaniard rules before.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, this is the one with the mighty blow skink.
Yeah.
Which I love. I don't know. Like, there's another team with a mighty blow skink. There's another lizard team with a mighty blow skink I've seen in another division, in another league. I don't know if it's just if it's lizard meta that everyone else is just unaware of, but it's awesome.
Yeah, this is very good.
I mean, it's a terrible skill pick. It's like, what is he even hitting with him? Like, it was his first skill as. Oh, no, it wasn't his first skill. It was his second skill. Like, I guess you're not dodging away because he's got like. I don't like diving tackle without sidestep as well. Like, there's a lot of TV in skinks.
Rebel.net said he made 18 tackle for 33 sustained, so he doesn't even use it that much, I think.
Yeah, no, I recapped him possibly in Div 5, so for like 8 games or something, and he got Mighty Blow pretty early on in his career, and he didn't hit with him in the following games that I watched at all.
Yeah.
He didn't. Billy says he didn't blitz with it once. So yeah, I think it's a brave skill choice, as
indeed brave,
as Metal would euphemistically put it. Like, compared to sure hands or block, it's terrible, basically. But
Yeah, and this team doesn't have a Crocs. It looks like he lost a pretty good one, who had a block and stanford, and he doesn't have the cash yet to buy new.
I think he might have. It might have happened in one game that he lost the Saurus and the Crocs. Maybe if I'm like taking that out of my head somewhere. So maybe he bought the Saurus at the same, first, and now he's saving up for the Crocs.
Mm-hmm.
Another 4 reroll team.
Yeah.
I guess that's why you don't take sure hands because you don't need to. But there's a lot of TV in these skinks. I don't think he's getting value from it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, Villy killed the plus strength skink, but the Apo saved it. He Apo'd a skink? Sorry, I can't get that high pitched. All right, fine. And they're playing. And they played Villy, who beat them. So it's too late for us to choose a thing.
Yeah, and
I put a poopy shine next to things that I missed out on. Go on.
Can we speak of the AV7 source?
I think we should, yeah. Well, I kind of.
Yeah, this. I think with this level of development, AV8 could have. I would have kept him with Heavy 8, but AV7 is such a liability. Yeah.
It's not like he's even got any doubles or stats or anything. But
No.
he did lose a bunch of stuff.
But again, he doesn't have a cracks. He doesn't have the cash to buy a new source.
Yeah.
So maybe that's his thinking behind it.
Keep him until you can afford to replace him.
Yeah.
It's painful having him AV7, but the skinks are all AV7 as well. And he's still, he's still strength 4 and block and hopefully surrounded by other Saurus. You'd put the skillless Saurus in the way first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is one of the 2 guards, so he does get into contact, so he does get punched, and it will be bad. It's not as bad as Mighty Blow Skink, though. And even the plus strength, I think is questionable.
Yeah, the least we can say is that this team has some work to do to be in a better shape.
Yeah. I think he's been rebuilding for a while though, but yeah. So now Villy's undead team. Nice. Plus strength ball carrier. Some wrestle ghouls. A guard ghoul who's movement bust. I guess you're keeping him.
Yeah, this is such a nice undead team. I really love the 2 mummies.
Yeah, both with block.
Yeah.
One with blodge. I assume he's going to get stand firm next as well. That would be, pretty sweet. And a stand firm white. And a jugs pom tackle white. Basically a killer.
ST4 ball carrier.
Yeah. It's a good, nice team.
Yeah.
Pretty good record as well. 16-3-7. Not much to say though. It's too normal. You haven't taken Mighty Blow on a skink after looking at a team with Mighty Blow skink and an AV7 Saurus.
Yeah, this is normal, but this is undead, so pretty effective for low TV.
I mean, a lot is made of them not being as effective at high TV, but they're still a good team. They still, they still have a very high win rate even at fairly high TV.
Yeah. See, just he doesn't have some DP. That's the only weakness of his team.
I mean, so you're basically saying his only weakness is the fact that he's got all the SPP on his good players.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, Billy. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Unless you outplay people. But yeah,
I I I expect this team to be one of the top contenders of the league.
well, and they've already played, so we can't bet on their result. But we'll come back to who we think is going to be the top after we
Yeah.
go after we look at the last two teams,
Yeah.
which is Viven,
Vivien,
Vivien,
it's a French guy.
okay, Marry Me Bloody Mary against Costin Striker Red Hot Boys. So
Yeah, let's start with
the Dark Elves.
yeah. So this team I has made the Challenger Cup last season,
Yeah,
and they've made it up to the round of 16, I think.
I'm not surprised. It's a pretty nice elf team, and those are some pretty stunning stat ups, aren't they?
Yeah, and during this run, they lost an amazing blitzer. Um, I don't remember if he had something like um, plus MV or something.
More movement.
Yeah, indeed.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's got a movement 9 runner and a movement 9 witch elf, and
No. It was a Bludge AG5 guard leaper.
yeah. I mean, that is Agi 5 is what this team is missing. I mean, this is what is there a weakness to this team? Can you think of a problem that this team could have? I guess it's probably a high TV team when it's got 11 players, and against other
Yeah,
high TV kill teams, it might not be great.
like Ville pointing out, the only weakness is that he has no guard left.
Yeah,
But that's it. That's just it.
yeah, it's a great looking team. Definitely can pretty like it's basically a team with a dark elf team with two gutter runners. I'm not sure about taking sprint. Like I know that I'm probably rare in this, but I like sure feet before sprint. Even if I'm trying to build something towards doing a one turn, the safety of sure feet is so big.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Okay, and they are playing against Costin Strikers, Red Hot Boys,
Yeah,
Orcs.
Ghost Instructor was in my league
Uh-huh.
last season. He had a pretty good, pretty solid season. Ended up, uh, sorry, um, just behind the Challenger Cup spot. Yeah, and he did. We played the last game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I won and got to playoff, and he didn't make CC after all.
Ah, harsh.
Yeah, and I'm the one who crippled Gentleman Leclerc.
He says proudly. I mean, AV8. Well, so this is interesting. So we were talking before about whether orc throwers are that bad, and he has a lineman as a ball carrier, no orc thrower.
Yeah.
So he's an example of a rebel orc team without a thrower.
Mm-hmm.
Boys. Yeah. Spoon says he likes sidestep first before even sprint and sure feet. I think you like at some point, like especially going back to that dark elf team.
Oh.
On the witch who's got sure feet, like you were at 51 SPP, you're probably only going to get one other skill. I think, you want sprint over sidestep, basically, in my opinion. Or you want sure feet, and I would rather sure feet than sprint, because you want the other half of sprint and sure feet. Anyway,
the orcs.
orcs. Yeah, I mean, sure feet helps during the game as well. You can go further. Blodge, stand firm, guard, diving, tackle, blitzer. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a very nice blitzer. Even with the MV5,
Yeah.
but that's a really good piece.
Yeah, and the ball carrier being niggled is kind of annoying, but with AV9, I guess you live with it more, and it's the only Agi 4 piece.
Yeah, and I mean if you are doing it well, it shouldn't be that exposed. But wizards can get him and remove him because of the niggle.
But they're not that high an TV orc team. Even when their other player comes back, they won't be. And they don't have that much guard either for an orc team. Just 5. Going to be scary against the chaos. I think that that Nibnan's team has as much, if not more, guard.
More guard and claw mighty blow from
and claw mighty blow. That's going to be a scary prospect for him.
Yeah.
But anyway, talking about just the game between Marry Me, Bloody Mary, and Red Hot Boys, the orcs are going to be the ones who are going to have inducements of about 110. And the fact they've got 13 players and a dirty player makes me think they will be getting a bribe. So who do you think is going to win out of that one? And the bot favours Marry Me, Bloody Mary as well. Or is this going to be a draw?
I'm going with the elves.
See, yeah. Okay, I think it's going to be a draw. I think this is... The orcs are going to slow down and pummel the dark elves enough to either the dark elves will score one and the orcs will score one back, or...
Oh, yeah.
No, it's the other way around, Billy. So, Billy asked a question in chat. I don't know if you can see it, which I thought higher is better, so orcs are favoured. But no, it's like a ratio. So lower is more likely. It's like a 2-to-1 type thing, or 1-to-2. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't recognise the name Saint Sugar, but he's in my Discord, I think. Oh, no, wait, no, he's not. No, I was looking at the... Yeah, and I'm mixing things up. Ignore me. In this green grounds or something. What do you think in tier 5 we might have done it? This is Div 3, but Spoon is asking if me and him covered Saint Sugar before, and it might have been in tier 5. But anyway, I'm going for a draw. That's it. We're done. Except, so there is also season predictions. Who do you think is going to come first, second, and third? And if you look in there, I put all the teams and at the time when I ran the report. And if you click on 1, 2, and 3, the numbers underneath, we will get a number. Maybe if other people do as well, we will get a number of people who think we'll be able to see what order people think the end of the season will be. So Villy mentioned that he thinks Cavillion's probably one of the best teams. Nibnan's already voted for Cavilion as coming in second.
What do you think? Go first.
Okay, I've got to go first. Okay. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, although Nivenen's team looks battered, I think it's very solid, and he is, you know, Neb's team's pretty good as well, and Gruff's team is pretty good. And Engel, can I just name all of them? Wait, I have to actually pick. I'm going to pick 3. Okay, I'm going to go for Nibenen actually being first in this division, Villy being second, and Gruff being third. And I've got to admit, a large part of that may be to do with who I've played before. There's like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do it that way. Damn it. I'm going to have to put one back. And now it's going to be the wrong place. God damn it. Actually, no one's voted for him, so I'm going to get rid of them all and put them back. Okay, I need to think of a different symbol to put on mine, but I'm going to put because I can't use the. Sorry, it's me. Boom. Okay, 1, 2, and 3 is there, and Rob Top still has 4 and 5, but we'll just ignore Rob's 4 and 5, and Nibben joining in with the 5. But I will pick Nibs for 1, Villy second, and Gruff third, and I will find a alternate way of marking that with other icons. I haven't worked out what yet.
So I'm going with Undead and Villy first. Gruff second. And this is tough because there is Chorf, but
yeah, I must admit, the Chorfs were a close one for me. I was thinking.
Yeah. If we made a top 4, it would have been easier for me because I want to make I want to put Underworld in the playoff in the Challenger Cup contenders. So I would I'm going to pick them for third.
Okay. You can always pick a 4th if you want. You can pick 2 teams at number 3. I probably won't notice.
I would have gone for Choff third and Underworld 4th.
I'm looking for something that might. Oh, there we are. That's my. I've got a cake with 3 candles as my thing to show that I've put Gruff as third. Okay, so and at the end of week 1, I'll collect together what everyone's suggested, and we'll we'll see how people do at the end.
Okay.
Spoon played you. There we are. See, all right. So we're done. And
yeah.
And a svelte like 2.5 hours. Is that right? Something like that. Can't see where there's a. Oh, I know where there's a clock.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Yep, cool.
It's fine.
Hooray! All right. Thank you for joining me, Spartakus, and helping me get organised.
Yeah.
And we'll try and do a bit faster next time.
My pleasure.
Okay, and thank you for everyone who came along as well. There were loads of people.
Yeah, thanks guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna raid someone because it bugs me when people don't raid. Everyone should raid. But who is the question?
We don't make a spoon Saint Sugar.
What? What? We didn't name Spoon Saint Sugar.
We don't make a spoon team.
No. What? Is Spoon in this division? What?
Ah.
No, Spoon was recapping with me
Spoon.
before.
Okay.
Yeah. Like 2 seasons ago, in fact, because last season I was with Chubstep, purely because someone made a corn chub that looked like Pornhub icon. Okay, I think it's the only rebel I can see. So I'm gonna raid Wall the Bruce. Who I was gonna say I think sounds Scottish because of the Bruce, but I don't know. Maybe he don't, maybe he isn't. All right. Let me. How do I raid button there? And he's playing his rebel game. Oh, Villy's put himself at third, Chorf's first, and he's put Dark Elves in second, but there's a lot of Dark Elves. That doesn't really help. Anyway, thank you very much.
Yeah. See you around, guys.
Goodbye.
See you, Konga.
Okay, sometimes there's a pause, so I left a gap before I actually pressed the raid button. But no.